Hello everyone, welcome back to TechBlog 66. Today, we are going to travel back to the golden age of cinema and talk about one of the most influential thrillers ever made. The movie is The 39 Steps, released in 1935 and directed by the legendary Alfred Hitchcock. This film is not just a classic, it is a blueprint for the modern suspense thriller. Even after nearly a century, it remains entertaining, clever, and surprisingly fresh. In this vlog, I will explore the story, performances, direction, themes, and lasting impact of The 39 Steps, and explain why it still deserves your time today. The 39 Steps begins in London with a chance encounter that pulls an ordinary man into an extraordinary situation. Richard Hannay, played by Robert Donat, is a Canadian visitor enjoying a music hall performance when chaos erupts. Amid the confusion, he meets a mysterious woman named Annabella Smith. She claims to be a spy and convinces Hannay to take her back to his apartment. That very night, she is murdered, and Hannay finds himself accused of a crime he did not commit. From this moment on, the film turns into a fast-moving chase across England and Scotland, with Hannay trying to clear his name while uncovering a dangerous espionage plot known only as The 39 Steps. One of the most impressive things about this film is how efficiently it tells its story. At just under 90 minutes, The 39 Steps wastes no time. The plot moves forward constantly, and each scene pushes Hannay deeper into danger. Hitchcock's mastery of pacing is evident from the opening sequence. There is no unnecessary exposition, no slow build-up. Instead, the audience is immediately thrown into a world of secrets, lies, and sudden violence. This approach keeps viewers engaged from beginning to end, proving that a gripping thriller does not need excessive length or complicated storytelling. Robert Donat's performance as Richard Hannay is a major reason the film works so well. Hannay is not a superhero or a trained spy. He is an average man who relies on his intelligence, charm, and quick thinking to survive. Donat brings a natural likability to the role, making it easy for the audience to root for him. His calm wit under pressure and his subtle humor add depth to the character. Even in moments of fear or confusion, Hannay never feels exaggerated. He feels human, and that realism makes the suspense far more effective. Madeleine Carroll plays Pamela, the reluctant companion who becomes handcuffed to Hannay during his escape. At first, Pamela does not trust him and believes he is a criminal. Their relationship is filled with tension, misunderstandings, and sharp dialogue. What makes this dynamic interesting is how it evolves naturally over the course of the film. Pamela begins as an obstacle and slowly becomes an ally. Carroll's performance brings both elegance and strength to the role, and her chemistry with Donat adds an emotional layer to the thrilling plot. Alfred Hitchcock's direction in The 39 Steps showcases many of the techniques that would later define his career. The theme of the wrong man, which appears in films like North by Northwest and The Wrong Man, is central here. Hannay is constantly running, hiding, and improvising as the world turns against him. Hitchcock uses visual storytelling brilliantly, often conveying danger and tension without relying heavily on dialogue. Simple shots, such as a train speeding through the countryside or a shadowy figure watching from a distance, create a sense of unease that stays with the viewer. The film also demonstrates Hitchcock's talent for blending suspense with humor. There are moments in The 39 Steps that are genuinely funny, even as the stakes remain high. For example, Hannay's forced speech at a political meeting, where he pretends to be a guest speaker to avoid capture, is both clever and amusing. These lighter moments provide relief without breaking the tension. Instead, they make the characters more relatable and the story more enjoyable. Visually, The 39 Steps is impressive, especially considering the limitations of filmmaking in the 1930s. The black-and-white cinematography adds to the film's atmosphere, emphasizing shadows and contrasts. The Scottish landscapes are particularly memorable, offering a sense of isolation and vastness that heightens the feeling of being hunted. Hitchcock uses real locations effectively, making the chase feel expansive and dangerous. The film's visual style may be simple compared to modern cinema, but its clarity and purpose are undeniable. Another strength of the movie lies in its villains. The antagonists in the 39 Steps are not loud or overly dramatic. They are quiet, calculated, and often blend into everyday society. This subtlety makes them more frightening. The idea that enemies can hide in plain sight adds to the paranoia that runs throughout the film. The mysterious phrase, the 39 Steps, itself becomes a symbol of hidden knowledge and unseen threats, keeping the audience curious until the very end. The screenplay is tightly written and filled with memorable moments. Dialogue is sharp, concise, and often layered with meaning. Every conversation seems to serve a purpose, whether it is revealing character, advancing the plot, or building suspense. The film does not rely on lengthy explanations. Instead, it trusts the audience to piece things together, which makes the viewing experience more engaging. This respect for the viewer is one of the reasons the film has aged so well. Beyond its entertainment value, the 39 Steps is historically significant. It played a major role in shaping the thriller and spy genres. Many elements we now consider standard, such as the innocent man on the run, the globe-trotting chase, and the mix of romance and danger, can be traced back to this film. Directors and writers have borrowed from it for decades, sometimes knowingly and sometimes without realizing its influence. Watching the 39 Steps today feels like witnessing the foundation of modern suspense cinema. Despite being made in 1935, the film's themes still resonate. The fear of being misunderstood, the danger of hidden enemies, and the struggle to prove one's innocence are timeless ideas. In a world where misinformation and suspicion can spread quickly, Hannah's journey feels surprisingly relevant. The film reminds us how fragile trust can be and how easily an ordinary life can be disrupted by forces beyond one's control. Of course, modern viewers may notice certain aspects that reflect the era in which the film was made. Some character attitudes and storytelling choices feel dated, and the pacing may seem fast compared to today's detailed narratives. However, these elements do not detract from the overall experience. Instead, they provide a glimpse into the filmmaking style of the time and highlight how innovative Hitchcock truly was. The ending of the 39 Steps is satisfying without being overly dramatic. The mystery is resolved, the villains are exposed, and the main characters find a sense of closure. Hitchcock avoids excessive celebration or sentimentality, choosing instead a subtle and clever conclusion that fits the tone of the film. It is an ending that leaves the audience feeling rewarded for paying attention. In conclusion, the 39 Steps is a must-watch for anyone interested in classic cinema, thrillers, or the work of Alfred Hitchcock. It is a film that proves great storytelling does not depend on special effects or large budgets. Strong characters, smart writing, and confident direction are more than enough to create lasting impact. Whether you are watching it for the first time or revisiting it after many years, the 39 Steps remains an exciting, intelligent, and highly enjoyable experience. For TechBlog 66 viewers who appreciate timeless movies with real craftsmanship, this film is an absolute recommendation. This movie is available on YouTube free.